Hello everyone, welcome to today's lecture. So yesterday we started with chapter 14, measurement and effects of heat. So yesterday we studied about, in the other lecture we studied about Fahrenheit, about the units of temperature, difference between heat and temperature. Now today we will be studying about the instruments which we use for measuring temperature. Okay, what do we use for measuring temperature? We use thermometer. Thermometers are of different types. We use different types of thermometers. The different types of thermometer is a clinical thermometer which we use at our homes, digital thermometer which could be a clinical thermometer, and maximum minimum thermometer which is used to measure the temperature of wide range, okay, in a day, okay, day temperature, that is weather. So minimum and maximum temperature. First we will study about clinical thermometer. This thermometer consists of a glass tube, okay, basically a glass tube. It is closed at one end, okay, this is closed at the upper end, and at the bottom there is a bulb, okay, here you may see there is a bulb. This bulb is filled with alcohol. Earlier it used to be filled with mercury, but as mercury is harmful to us, nowadays it is filled with alcohol. Now when this bulb comes in contact with a particular hot object, hot surface, then this alcohol, it expands and it will rise up through this tube, the vacuum, the tube is vacuum. It will rise up through the capillary inside, and there are graduations. The measurements have been marked on the tube, and according to the expansion of alcohol you can take the readings, you can measure the temperature. That is about clinical thermometer. The same thermometer, it is used for smaller ranges, okay, it is used for about 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. That means according to our body temperatures. Similarly, digital thermometers are also for that range. But the thermometer which is used in laboratories is having a wide range, okay. It is having a wide range which is about 40 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. It is used to measure the temperatures of different liquids and for the different experiments which are done in the laboratories, okay. They are comparatively longer, bigger, and their range is different, but it is similar to that of clinical thermometer. The working is the same, okay. But maximum minimum thermometer, the working is different. It is slightly different, and it is used to measure the maximum and minimum temperatures in a day, okay. Now page number 99, okay, 99, specific heat. Specific heat is a particular value which is specific for a particular substance, okay. For a particular substance, the amount of heat required to increase the temperature of unit mass, that means 1 gram of that substance, through 1 degree Celsius, okay, 1 degree. If the amount of heat required to increase the temperature of 1 gram of that substance by 1 degree, that is said to be its specific heat. Every object is having its own specific heat. For example, they have given in a table on page number 99, the specific heat of aluminium is 0.21. For water it is 1. I had told you in the other lecture, for the specific heat of water is 1. What is the unit? What is the unit? The SI unit is joules per kilogram degree Celsius, and CGS unit is calories per gram degree Celsius. This is an objective question. Now what is the equation to find out specific heat? The equation is Q is equal to M into C into T2 minus T1, where Q stand for heat absorbed or heat released, M stand for mass, C stands for specific heat, and T2 minus T1 is change in temperature, higher temperature minus lower temperature. This is the equation which we have. By using this equation you can find this C, okay. You can find C by using these three values if it has been given, okay. So what will be specific heat? Specific heat will be Q when M is equal to 1 and delta T is equal to 1. That is the equation. The amount of heat required, that is Q, to increase the temperature of unit mass. Unit mass means this will be 1 through 1 degree. So change in temperature is 1 degree. So when M is equal to 1, delta T is equal to 1, Q will be equal to C. So what is C? C is specific heat. How will you define it? It is the amount of heat required to increase the temperature of unit mass of that substance through 1 degree Celsius, 1 degree. Okay, so this definition is very important, and the value of specific heat of copper and specific heat of water is the most frequently asked objective question. What is the specific heat of copper? It is 0.09, generally taken as 0.1, and the specific heat of water is 1 watt. It is calories per gram degree Celsius. Whenever you write the answer, the unit is important. If you don't write the units, you won't get marks. Now the next is about calorimeter. Calorimeter is an instrument which is used to measure the specific heat. Okay, if you want to measure the specific heat of a particular substance, you can use a calorimeter. First we will study the structure of calorimeter. On page number 99, left hand side, last paragraph complete, you have to write, if you are having a question, to explain the structure of calorimeter. Calorimeter is a double walled structure. There is an outer box and an inner vessel. Okay, the outer box, this is the outer vessel which could be made up of wood. Okay, and then there is a vessel inside. That vessel, it is made up of copper. Okay, so it is also called as copper calorimeter. So this is the inner vessel. It is having a lid. Okay, the cover, the lid is heat resistant, and this inner vessel are having heat resistant rings. That means the heat does not escape out of this vessel, and the outside heat does not affect the inside temperature also. So there is no difference in temperature, particular change in temperature due to the external environment. Okay, that is why it is double walled. There is a thermometer. Through the lid a thermometer is inserted and a stirrer is inserted. Why a thermometer? To take the temperature inside. There is a liquid which is kept inside. Okay, which that liquid, the temperature of that particular liquid, initial temperature, final temperature, and the stirrer, it is to mix the liquid so that the temperature is distributed, heat is distributed evenly. Okay, so this is the structure of a calorimeter. Now what is the experiment done with a calorimeter? Consider you want to find out the specific heat of iron. You have to take an iron ball. Okay, small iron ball. You have to heat it. You have to find out the initial temperature of that. You have to take the initial temperature and you have to heat it to a particular temperature and put it into this liquid. Okay, you have to measure the initial temperature of this liquid also. Now why copper vessel? Okay, why especially copper? The liquid inside will give the temperature to that copper vessel. That means the temperature of this liquid and this copper vessel will be the same. When the temperature of the liquid changes, the temperature of the vessel also changes. But what we have to notice, that the temperature of this liquid and the temperature of copper vessel, that will be the same. Okay, and by finding out the change in temperature and with the help of the equation, we can find out the specific heat of that hot object. Okay, so we will see what is the equation. The heat given is equal to heat taken. So we know that whenever there is a hot object and there is a cold object, the temperature flows from, heat flows from higher temperature to lower temperature. Till when? Till both the temperatures are the same. Okay, so at a final point, the temperature of all the three means the object which you have put into it, the temperature of the liquid in it and the temperature of the vessel, that is the copper vessel, all of them will be the same. The final temperature will be the same. Okay, but we are going to put a hot object into it. So the heat absorbed or released by the object is equal to heat absorbed or released by the calorimeter. Calorimeter means the copper vessel, and heat absorbed or released by the liquid. It is compulsory to put a liquid inside because it will help you for better calculation. So Q of O, that is heat absorbed or released by the object, Q of O is equal to Q of C, that is heat absorbed or released by the calorimeter, plus Q of W, that is heat absorbed or released by water. Here they have given it as water, it could be other liquid also. Okay, so the equation is Q is equal to mCT. We know that Q is equal to mc delta T, where Q stands for heat absorbed or heat released, m is the mass, C is specific heat, and delta T is change in temperature. So QO is equal to QC plus QW. Q of O is equal to M of O into C of O into delta T of O. Now here delta T of O is T of O minus TF. That means the final temperature. Here they have taken it as a hot object. So hot object, when it is put into the liquid inside, it will release it. It will give out heat. That means the final temperature will be less than the initial temperature. That is why here they have written it as TO minus TF. Okay. Now, so it is the heat released. Heat released is equal to Q of O is equal to M of O into C of O into delta T O. Similarly, for water inside, Q of W is equal to mass of water which has been taken into specific heat of water into delta TW, that is initial temperature of water, final temperature minus initial temperature. Q of C, that is the calorimeter or the copper vessel, mass of calorimeter, specific heat of calorimeter or copper, delta Tc is final temperature of copper calorimeter minus initial temperature of copper calorimeter. Now here you may note that the final temperature of these two will be the same. Why? Because the water is in that vessel. So the temperature of water will be equal to that of vessel. Okay. So finally the equation comes to M of O is into C of O is equal into delta TO is equal to M of W into C of W into delta TW plus, this plus is there here, plus M of C into C of C into delta TC. This is the derivation to find out specific heat of a particular given object with the help of calorimeter. Okay, so the derivation is not generally asked. The question asked generally is the structure of calorimeter with diagram on page number 100. Okay, page number 100, figure 14.5. A very important question, structure of calorimeter, diagram of calorimeter. Now there is a solved example. We will discuss it next. Now next, a solved example, page 100. Suppose the masses of calorimeter, water in it, and the hot object made up of copper which is put in the calorimeter are the same. So they have given the mass is the same. Okay, the initial temperature of the hot object is given as 60 degrees Celsius. The initial temperature of water is given as 30 degrees Celsius. The initial temperature of water and the vessel, that is the copper calorimeter, that will be the same. So initial temperature of copper calorimeter is also 30 degrees Celsius. You have to find out final temperature. You know that the final temperature of the hot object which you are putting into water, the final temperature of water and the final temperature of copper calorimeter will be the same. So the value of TF will be the same for all the three objects. So by substituting it in the equation, Q is equal to M into C into delta T. Here M is the same. You may see M here. This is for object, this is for water, and this is for copper calorimeter. Here M and TF minus 30 is common. It is taken as common, and 1 plus 0.09. Cancelling off M and M. Okay, and the remaining 0.09 into 60 minus TF is equal to TF minus 30 into 1.09. By calculating, you are getting the value as 32.28 or something, okay, which is rounded up to 32.29 degrees Celsius, which will be the final temperature. This question is not generally asked, but it is very important for you to understand, because the same type of numerical you are having in your 10th standard also. So you may go through it. If you are having any doubt, you may ask. Thank you.